The problem with the world is that there's been so much war, it's left a stain on our ability as a species to proliferate peacefully and prosper. All the machines that we have, all the technology we have was built in a response to the enemy. Imagine using all the technology we have now for the greater good, to produce boundless, free, clean energy. Can you imagine that, folks? An AI robot that has empathy for all humanity, not just somebody's factory, not for just Meta, not for SpaceX, not just for Google, not just for Apple, not just for Walmart, just for Best Buy, but for everybody. So we no longer have to struggle for food and shelter, so we can go fish in the streams and the lakes where we live again. So people don't have to worry about bombs and missiles and drones flying over their head and their families not having enough food to eat. It's a real dream, folks. It's a real possibility, but the mega wealthy, the mega ultra billionaire class, together with their relatives, form a trillionaire conglomerate that sets the prices for everything, that sets the system in place for everything as we know it, that ensures the CEO gets paid 90 times more than the average worker. That's fascism. They'll deny climate change and environmental scientific fact until we're all dead and there's no insects and birds flying around anymore. These people would put antifreeze into a glass of milk and drink it and tell you it's fine, there's nothing wrong with it, if it would sell more antifreeze. There is no need for all this pollution anymore and inequality. There's no need for everyone else to be paying taxes so the rich can keep getting richer. There's no need for this hate and lack of empathy just because you made it through medical school or you made it through law school or you passed that exam and now you have a 6-figure plus salary. Doesn't make you a better person than anybody else. Just because you invented something and now your business is proliferating doesn't mean everybody else is stupid and couldn't do the same. Our country has become mean and an angry place to live. People don't appreciate beautiful art unless the person's famous or they can hear it on the radio or buy their album. People don't go around playing music and singing joyfully anymore. People are struggling. And the leader of our country is aiding and abetting the enemy and allowing the wealthy to squander their money. They spent hundreds of millions of dollars on campaign funding, on flyers and stickers and advertisements. For what? So that they can get a tax break for themselves. I worked for all these billionaire people. I worked for the corporate elite. They are greedy, selfish, miserable people, and they need to be stopped. It's a monarchy all over again. It's a system that gives you the illusion of choice, the illusion of democracy. Was Kamala Harris and Joe Biden the ideal candidate to represent us? Fuck no, people. No. But we were given that choice because the lobbyists in Congress, they put these politicians in office because these are people who aren't financially struggling. They don't really need a job, but they'll push an agenda for someone else, some other person's corporation, in the guise that they're going to pass some type of liberal ticket, but that never really works because the whole system is fundamentally flawed from the bottom by the fossil fuel industry. There's only a handful of politicians like Senator Cory Booker or Alexandria Ocasio-Cortez or Senator Bernie Sanders or Senator Elizabeth Warren that make even a remote amount of sense. Okay, but they're up against an opposition of people and judges who were put in positions of power by corporations, not by people who voted for them. Folks, right now, as I speak, there's a calm before a big storm in America. Never mind what's happening in Los Angeles right now. The National Guard may destroy that city by this afternoon. There's a greater storm brewing. They're building as many drones, these little tiny drones and big drones and insect-like drones and swarms to compete with the Chinese, who outnumber us. And there could be a draft. I've already confirmed with several individuals that they've had deployment papers for Asia. Fascism always needs the puppet, the charismatic, charming puppet that feeds into everybody's anger and says, we're gonna make it great again. Our homeland, the fatherland, our nation. The fossil fuel industry causes cancer, it causes hate, and it prevents the separation between church and state. The fundamental evangelical Christian right has infiltrated our government, and it must be stopped. All for one and one for all. United we stand, divided we fall.